Salam, Phoenix, Ramadan, L. Jackson, back in the light of Brazeera, and this is video 3. Okay, so one must remain sensitive to their emotional intel if they are to attempt to comprehend the vibrations causing emotional stimulation or triggering an emotional response. The emotional intel is transmitted and received through the sympathetic system, okay, and the parasympathetic system, because one escalates our emotion, one calms it down, okay. So it's with this game playing, by constantly playing with our emotional intelligence, they're heating us up like they did in the Super Bowl. Then, they're calming us down like they did in the Super Bowl with positive excitement, then negative excitement, okay, stirring the person to fight and flight mode, okay, and causing the stimulation of their sympathetic system. Then they cause the parasympathetic system to calm the person down. So it's up and down, emotional roller coaster ride, playing with the emotional intelligence till the point where it gets PTS. It just opens and closes by itself. It just starts responding by itself. Person's high, person's down, becoming bipolar, basically. Okay. Okay. So this information is transmitted and received. Now, and it can be implanted and received, as we said, through inspiration and intuition. Okay. Now, and when they can, and it's also received through. What I'm trying to say is it's received internally, and it's received externally. Externally, these vibrations, okay, this intel, okay, can be received, just picking up these vibrations, right? But it's not only the vibrations. It's, of course, the vibrations. It's the way we, the way we feel about something is based upon how we perceive something, right? So, and how we perceive something is how we think about it, right? So if we think about, a certain issue, so we can get insight, or we can get, intel, okay, through inspiration. We can get intel through, through intuition, as I said, and we can get it through the world of academia, okay. We can get it from anywhere, right? Intel from anywhere, and then based upon the intel, it's how we will, how we feel about the intel, how we think about the intel will determine how we feel, right? The vibrations, they will have a the sensitive, the nervous system will pick up those vibrations, right? And through those vibrations we feel a certain way, right? Cause our emotions to feel a certain way. It stimulates our nervous system, right? Because it's very, very, like water, right? It's very, very sensitive. Okay? So we can get information from anywhere, okay? But it's important to stay positive, right? Now, the positive intel or data, okay, of universal vibrations must be positively channeled, because mankind was built for positive, right? It was like, it's like a car using leaded gas when it's supposed to use supreme, that's what it's called, supreme gas, or like they have 91 and then they have 87 gas, leaded and, unleaded, and then basically super unleaded almost. Okay, so it's like a car that's using leaded gas to destroy it if it's using, negative energy, okay, receiving negative energy. But because man was built for positive energy, right, to use positive energy, okay, to emit and or transmit and receive positive energy, right? He, if he gets positive energy, well, negative energy will break him down, just like the leaded gas in a unleaded that's supposed to be put in a vehicle that's to be used for unleaded gas, right? So that the lead in the gas will destroy the engine. It's like the negativity when it's, the negative vibrations, if they're, if they're received, okay, then that will destroy the body, right? Because the body was built for positive energy. It needs to transmit and receive positive energy, right? Okay, so so with these positive vibrations, this positive energy, okay, was to be channeled through some positive medium, whether through channeled is to be expressed, right? So it's to be channeled through some positive medium, okay, through such as music, science, writing, architecture, medicine, some structures. Okay, now some structural is what to be used through some structural discipline, which will automatically condition or format the mind naturally, right? These universal vibrations are what? Are delicate. So it is vital for one to remain emotionally sensitive, okay? Because this emotional intel is these vibrations, the brain, because the brain doesn't have enough, knowledge to comprehend, or not comprehend, but to translate these, or convert. That's what we do, convert it to physical knowledge. The brain does not have the knowledge, okay, to convert these vibrations into a language to understand it, okay? That will be a channel, okay? To channel, to express, or no, to translate, or no, I like convert better. They can't convert the vibrations to a meaningful description, let's say, because they don't have the knowledge to do so. But yet the body is feeling, the sensitive heart is feeling these vibrations, and it's sensing something, but it doesn't know what it is because it can't comprehend it, because the brain doesn't have enough knowledge, right? The brain, there's not enough programming in the mind to understand this, right? So but the heart is so sensitive, it's more sensitive than the mind, right? So it feels those vibrations, okay? But in order to feel those delicate, fine vibrations, right? Because the heart, and that's why the heart has to remain sensitive. It has to remain soft, like that child, okay? That, okay. So, now. So, as I said, the vibrations are very, very delicate, and the heart can pick them up because the heart is very, very sensitive, like the bird, like the angel, right? It's so soft, and it, like the bird, that it's hard to just walk up on a bird, without the bird feeling, sensing the presence of something or someone. So that's the same with the heart. The heart is so sensitive. It the slightest little breeze, vibration on it will, it will sense, right? And will know something is wrong. Something is wrong. It can't comprehend it because the brain doesn't have the knowledge of it. But it will, the heart will sense it, and that's why the heart has to remain sensitive. But eventually, through intuition, and constant familiarizing oneself with the vibration, they will begin to, as they grow, understand, be able to translate or convert these vibrations into, well, they will gain insight to the vibrations, know and understand what they're reflecting. Okay, you know, but in order to do that, the person has to remain sensitive, very soft heart. That is why the prophets all spoke of, you know, having an open heart, being soft, being loving, being kind, because love is the hardest thing to do. When it's hard to love your enemy, it's hard. Okay, that's why love, you know, but the universe is built on love, right? Negative and positive, the coming together, right? The wave, you know, up and down, in and out, the friction, you know. So it's like, oh, where was I at? Oh, so the person has to remain, let me see. Wow. Okay, so the person has to remain, you know, very, very soft heart to receive these vibrations. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So it is vital for one to remain emotionally sensitive to the emotional intel to protect, and it is very vital to protect the heart in order to preserve the humanity, their own humanity. Okay. Thus says the, wait, what did it say? Oh, I know where I was at with that. Okay. Okay. Okay, this says a great deal about the man who cries. Okay. So no, what I'm saying is sensitivity. You know, they teach boys, oh, you know, don't cry. You know, don't cry. You know, to drink their problems away. You know, even eat the worm at the bottom of the tequila bottle if they have to, but don't cry. It's sissy, you know, to cry. When in reality, the best thing to do, you know, I think it was Michael Baisden who, you know, I think wrote a book called Men Cry in the Dark, you know, and that's a good thing, you know, rather than drink themselves into frenzies, you know, and then of course alcohol causing them to do violent acts within their family, right? So, but the point is, they try to teach boys don't cry and to bottle up their emotions, okay? And of course that's bottling up stress, right? So it's best to, you know, so the man who's crying in the dark is very sensitive, and that's what I think the description, that title means to me, Men Cry in the Dark, is that, you know, they let their emotions out. You know, there are men who men let their emotions out in the dark, and, you know, when nobody's watching, you know, behind closed doors, you know, they don't let you see them cry, but they do cry. But the point is, when they have to cry in the dark, because, you know, was saying that they feel pain too, but they cry in the dark. Well, they have to cry in the dark because it's unacceptable to cry in the presence of others. They're not allowed to show their emotions, you know, so it's a society that represses emotional, and that's not good emotional sense, because if their sensitivity is repressed, then what are they doing? Promoting aggression, okay? And that's what we see in society today, a great deal of aggression, right? Okay, so it's very important to remain, you know, to remain sensitive. Okay, and it's okay for men to cry. Okay, now my sweetie baby cried a lot for the humanity. He didn't care. He cried, you know, he cried in public. You know, and let his emotion out. You know, that demonstrates emotional health. Okay, now Now, where are we at? Okay, so there must be sensitivity, okay, a soft heart there, okay, to be able to receive the universal vibrations and intuitively or naturally translate them, through a channel, or channel them through a physical medium, such as I said, that science, medicine, biology, music, mathematics, or any other, channel. Now, these universal waves are received or perceived. No, those people, like the people who are able to receive these vibrations, okay, these universal vibrations, who have the soft heart, and they're able to receive these vibrations, and then through their studies, through their research, to understand, what they're sensing, and they do it naturally. They're perceived as possessing supernatural abilities, right? Or they're psychics, okay? Now, or they have psychic ability. And in reality, they are psychics. Why? Because they are consciously functioning on wavelengths transmitted above the belt, above the celestial belt. Okay? Now, they transcend inferior commercial consciousness below the belt, okay? And that's what they do. Now, such sensitive individuals, as I said, translate the vibrations through mediums, and then they're seen as psychic abilities, depending on what profession they're working in, or geniuses, okay? Such as Einstein was. And from what I understand, Einstein received the knowledge, about the theory of relativity through his dreams, okay? So he paid close attention to his intel, rather than, the external, knowledge or intel. Yeah, external intel. He paid more attention to his internal intel rather than external intelligence. His internal compass, his internal inherent compass, his innate compass, that's what he focused on. That's where he got and he used intuition, okay? He trusted himself. He believed in himself. He trusted the intuition to guide him, the inspiration above the belt, Now, and he conditioned his mind to do so. So he was a genius, or, like I said, some rooms he could say as a psychic, okay? But he's really using natural intelligence, inherent intelligence, which everybody possesses, right? Because that's what the prophets came to teach, that we all can do it, right? And if we couldn't do it, then why would they suggest we follow them, right? But they're suggesting we follow them, so because, right? Because, I like that. Yeah, I like this blouse and this dress. This part right here. But anyway, as I'm saying, so, if they didn't believe we had the capacity to do it, then they wouldn't suggest we follow them, okay? Now, it may be tougher for us, but, but they came to guide us as to how to get there, to be able to accomplish that goal, right? Okay. So that was Einstein, trusting his natural sense and abilities, right? Which we all got to learn to do. And the only way we can do that is to trust our emotional sense, right? Have an open heart, and don't be emotionally manipulated by people trying to make you think, okay, they're killing Christians. Okay, let's go destroy the world. Because think about it. Think logically about this, okay? And while they're playing on your emotional intelligence to dehumanize you, right? Okay, ISIS is not immune to what's going on with the collapse of the dollar. ISIS is not immune to what's going on with Fukushima. ISIS is not immune to what they call climate chaos. ISIS is not immune to this asteroid that is supposed to pass or even strike Earth September 26th, I believe, or 24th. They're not immune to all that, but they're not worried about that? Okay, they're not worried about that. They're worried about recording videos telling you, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to come to America. And they ain't got no ships. They ain't got no possibility to do. They have no what do they call them? Military planes. They have no submarines. They have no ships. They have none of that. But we coming to America while we got our face covered, so you don't gonna see our identity. Okay. But they're not worried about none of that. So even if they killed, every Christian in the world, they killed every Muslim, look at the law, in the world, and they were left. They go too if they don't do nothing about Fukushima. So does that make sense what they're doing? Who do you think they're working for? They ain't working for Allah, because Allah cares about mankind. I think He cares about. ISIS ain't worried about the destruction of the planet. They're worried about getting an emotional response from you. So what? Come over there and fight, start World War III, and then while people are fighting World War III, what? Fukushima's still threatening. The collapse of the dollar is still going on. The climate change is still going on, but they just fighting. Sounds like a bunch of idiots to me. Okay, ISIS sounds like a bunch of fucking idiots. Okay, ISIS, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, that's what you fucking are. Anyway. So don't let them deceive you. You still, let them, so if they, let's say ISIS cutting off people's Christians' head and the Christians saying Jesus, you going over there to defend them. What you going to do about Fukushima? What you going to do with the climate change? What you going to do when the collapse of the dollar happens while they got you fighting? Does that make sense? Sounds like they're trying to get a distraction from you so that all those things can take place and they can still have power over you. That's the game. Okay, you need to say, okay, we take this White House. Okay, we take this fucking White House. Get that Obama out the White House. Get the doctor in the house, and change and stop the funding of ISIS. And then you'll see things change. You'll see things change, but they don't want that. Okay, they want to get you distracted before that happens, get you emotionally caught up in your emotions, because that's like Pandora's box, right? Once those emotions are opened up, it's hard to put them back in the mind, back in the box. Hard to control them because the person's all full of negative adrenaline, okay, and their mind's all messed up, okay. Not the parasympathetic, but the sympathetic nervous system is all in chaos. And can't think straight, okay? And it takes time for the parasympathetic system to kick in, okay? To calm the body down, the mind again. That's why the person goes around outraged. Don't do that, okay? And then especially during the time of the falling away too, because they're going to fall away, okay? So, don't get caught up in the madness, okay? Let's get the abomination out the White House. Lock your doors. So when the poop tries to come to town, okay, when the shit tries to come to town, the shit in his abomination, okay, and the abomination tries to open the door for it, okay, focus on that. Let's get them out, get the doctor in, and things will change. Things will change for the better. They will start to get better. And together we can make it get better. We can work on climate change. We can work on the effects of climate change because we can't control the weather. But they trying to control the weather using HAARP. But nonetheless, causing all these storms and this cold. Have you noticed with them chemtrails being released? Have you noticed? It's really, really cold, to the bone-piercing cold. Oh, and there's a gel. There's these little things that balls like. I'll really get a video, but there's these balls that little chemical things that they release. Now they see the cloud, the sky with like these little balls, and and then they create a gel, and then that gel falls. No, the rain falls to the water, to the earth, to the surface, to the land, right? And it makes the water gel, like aloe vera gel. It's not aloe vera gel, but I'm just saying it's like that kind of consistency. So if the water's made of gel, and that's supposed to be, some of that stuff is drinking into the body and causing dehydration and all that kind of stuff, that's also part of the depopulation stuff and poison in the water. So they distracting you with ISIS, their insurgency, cutting off somebody's head and that person saying Jesus. Muslims, what do you think all the Muslims said before they were, those the drones dropped all those bombs on their, destroying their homes, their mosques, their churches. I mean, yeah, their hospitals, their schools, their total infrastructure. Just throwing this on. What do you think they said? But they just invite Americans, come over here. They want you to come over, so to drag you into that. When they say come over here, that may as well be the abomination and all of their bull crap saying, dragging America into war. That when they speak, ISIS speaks, that's the abomination speaking. When ISIS speaks, that's the beast speaking. When he says come fight, you tell him this. Just give him that. Okay? He says fight, okay, he just had his fight. Okay, that was it. When you show that, you just won the war. Okay? So tell ISIS to suck pricks. Okay? Suck bricks. Anyway, yeah, they want to make you outraged. I mean, just mad. Okay? So, anyway, but that's what a beast does. He makes you mad. And that's part of the test too. See if the beast can make you mad. Anyway, and Muslims are not the beast, okay? Anyway, we got to work together. Okay. So what did we say? Okay. Okay, we said that. Okay, we said that. Okay. Oh, we said that. Okay, so it is vital to remain consciously in tune with your emotional intel and what your own inspiration, what your own intuition, and what is being said outside to try to trigger or stimulate, because that's how they get in. They get in through the emotions. I had, there are many people who posted this same posting about, a ship floats on the water, okay? And all the water in the sea can't sink that boat unless it gets in, unless the water gets inside. So nobody can sink your ship unless you let them in. Let them in through the we call them para-trans beings, personal beings, where they try and manipulate your spirit. Like if a person were to stick their hand in an outlet, okay, and then the power of, that energy, the electrical energy, they won't be able to remove themselves from or take their finger away from from the outlet, because of the overwhelming power, that has overtaken, their ability to, has overtaken their physical ability to remove themselves or separate themselves from being overpowered, right? Well, it's the same thing with spiritual, or we said paratrans personal beings, and their amount of negative energy when they try to disrupt or interfere with or interface with, the person's astral body with the aura, when they try to interfere with that or connect with that, they try to override, as we said before, override that system so the person can't pull away, right? So that's why you can't let them in. That's why you got to stay in prayer. You can't let them override your emotions. You can't let them you can't let them in. You can't let them in energetically or spiritually, and you can't let them in physically by constantly opening trying to trigger your emotions through oh, he said, this one said Jesus before he died. Okay, well that's good. It's good to confess one's faith. However, okay, the point is, pray for that person. That's all you can do, is pray for that person. You know, and get the doctor in the house and get the abomination out, because the abomination is responsible, just like he's responsible for killing the Muslims in Palestine. He's responsible. He's responsible for trying to go to war with Iran. He's responsible for trying to kill Muslims in Syria. He's responsible for killing Muslims, as well as sponsoring ISIS to kill Christians. Okay? So if you want to get angry, look toward the White House and get him out. Look toward the Vatican. Look toward the crown. Look toward Zionism. Those are the enemies of humanity. Those are the enemies of Christianity, Judaism. Those are the enemies of all humanity. But they're trying to do it through religious wars, because that's religious wars. Oh, I gotta go. Salam alaikum.